Hi creatives, Serena here. Thanks for joining me today on my YouTube channel. Today, I'm not sure what I'm going to put in this video, but I do have a bit of an unboxing to add to it. So whatever the video is going to be about later, we are going to do an unboxing as well. And I have two packages here to show you. So let's go ahead and get going. Let me go ahead and put this to the side because I don't want to knock the camera over. And I think if I keep going, I am in danger of doing that. That's all I need, right? Let's knock the camera over. Okay, here it is. I have to pull this out. It's really, really big, but it's flat for a reason. And this is Fabriano Artistico, and this is the extra white. It should be hot pressed, yes. It's 22 by 30, 140 pounds. This, I don't know why it says 3+2, but it is supposed to have, oh, I see, 3+2. These are 5 bonus sheets, I guess. Yes, these are 5 bonus sheets. Or it's a pack with 5 bonus sheets. Here's the 5 bonus sheets. Okay, these are the 5 bonus sheets. This definitely is heavy. This is heavier. This has 9 sheets in it. So it was a bonus. It was 9 sheets plus 5 for the price of 9. So I got 14 sheets, which is nice. And I do use these. I'll tell you what I use them for. Of course, you can use them. It's a cheaper way to buy. It's a cheaper way to buy cotton watercolor paper, because cotton watercolor paper, as you know, is very expensive. But if you buy them in sheets like this, it's relatively inexpensive. Relatively. But you can cut the sheets into any size you want. And what I do with these, I'll show you. And in fact, I'll link this down below. But I've made, if you followed my videos way back in the beginning when I started doing these videos years ago, I made a sketchbook. And here it is. It's still in progress. I'm still working on it. But it's basically a folded sketchbook. So you don't have to sew it. You don't need thread, needle, and all that stuff. And it does unfold various ways. So it's a little complicated to fold and unfold. That's why I will link the video up top. But it really is handy. It's an inexpensive way to get a cotton sketchbook. And I don't feel so precious about it. It's not a sketchbook that is ready-made that you buy with a binding and so forth that adds to the cost. It's really inexpensive. So you can like throw these in your, throw one in your backpack, throw one in your glove compartment, in your car. You have it with you all the time. And you can make them any size you want. They don't have to be this size. You can make them smaller. You can cut the paper in half and make a smaller one of these that you can take with you anywhere you go. But I like this because I have actually taken this with me, and I guess I'll do a flip through at some point when I finally finish this. But I mean, I've taken it everywhere. I've taken it to the laundromat. Okay, so somebody came inside the studio and wanted to see what I was up to. Nothing fun in here, just an unboxing. Nothing fun for him. Anyway, because he's not into art anyway. But these are really neat little sketchbooks. I've taken them everywhere. I've taken them to the laundromat. I've taken them to the car dealer. And I have like drawn pen and ink drawings on these, but I have not filled them in yet. I have not like colored them in. So I figured on a, rainy day like this, or sometime when I'm bored, I want something to do and I don't feel like drawing, I've already got a drawing or a sketch already set up, and I can just take out my watercolors or my paints, whatever I want to use, and go to it. So I will link this down below. Okay, so we have another box, and we'll take a look at this one too. I am going to, this is a Jerry's one, of course you can see that. And we have the fun pull tab that Jerry's gives you. So mute your headphones or something, because I'm going to pull it apart and it's going to make some noise here. But that's the fun of it. So hold on, here we go. Ah, very satisfying. All right. Only you artists who shop at Jerry's will know that. So let's open this up and see what is inside here. It feels awful heavy for what I ordered. So I almost feel like they added something to it, but let's take a look. Anyway, as I said, this feels heavier than what I actually ordered, so I don't know what they sent me. Okay, so I've got a number of things floating around in here. Hopefully they're not falling apart. Okay, so I did get some Daler Rowney. This is the orange fluorescent. Of course, you know, not what is it? It's not archival, that's not the word I want to use. It's not light fast, but it's a lot of fun. So we're gonna see what that looks like. Okay, I also got, they sent it to me in this little box here that kind of opened up in transit. I got a replacement for my sap green, which is a beautiful color. I love this color. The problem is, you know, with this nice heavy glass bottle that I swore I would not tip over, the very next thing I did was move my hand across the table, grab the top, and tip the bottle over, all over the table. Of course, I had some newspaper and stuff down, so it didn't make too much of a mess, but I lost more than half the bottle on my first use. So hopefully I'll learn my lesson and be more careful next time. And the third one I got was one I saw. This is Indian Yellow. It is a nice, rich yellow, kind of like a cadmium yellow, but a little more muted. Kind of a nice, not quite an ochre. There's not enough brown in there to make it an ochre, but that's going to be a nice color too. And we're going to play with these just to get swatches and see what they're like. Okay, here we have some Turner Artist colors, and I know these are Turner colors. 3 of them? I thought I only ordered 2. All right, I'm getting all kinds of surprises here that you know, do you ever order something and then you can't remember what you ordered by the time you get it? Okay, Pyrrole Red, Okay, Pyrrole Red is a nice addition. I did not order it. It must have been maybe there was a buy 2 get 1 free I didn't know about, but that is handy. I can use that. All right, Van Dyke Brown is one I wanted. It's a nice, deep, rich brown. Yeah, you can get some darks mixing your other colors, but I like this as a convenience color. I start right out with it for the darker areas of my paintings, and then I can tweak them a little bit if I want to make them a little bluer or, you know, a little different of a color. Quinacridone Magenta is one I've been wanting to get. Unfortunately, that is a bit of a problem. Or I'm anticipating it to be a bit of a problem. I wanted to swatch these out, but now that I see that, I'm a little afraid to do that, to open it up, because I think I'm going to get the dreaded squirt. Okay, so I did get a pencil sharpener because I have a number of, I'll show you these kind. This is, of course, this is a bigger one, but I have smaller ones of these. And I don't know if my camera is wanting to focus. Please focus. Anyway, they're the mesh bags. I have smaller ones of these, and I carry my pencils in them. And I have a few of them that I carry with me in different places, and they do not all have pencil sharpeners, and that drives me crazy because I have to keep remembering when I'm going somewhere to take the pencil sharpener out of one and put it in the other one that I'm taking with me. So now I can avoid that problem because I have enough of these. All right, now I want to see what this is because I did not order. What the heck is this? But these are Creative Inspirations. I don't know if that is focusing. These are Creative Inspirations watercolor powders, kind of like the Brusho. And God, I really wanted this because I don't have a color like this. I have a pack of Brushos that I have not tried yet, and I don't have a brown in them. So I thought this would round out the mix. But I'm going to have to ask them what this is about. Okay, well, somebody packed the wrong thing, I think. So let's put that aside. That's a first for me. And let's see if we can. I want to set up to do some swatching here so you can at least see what these other things looked like that I got, because that's the fun of unboxing, right? So let me close down and I'll be right back. Okay, so let's start with the inks. These are the acrylic inks, the Daler Rowney acrylic ink. This one is Indian Yellow. So I'm just going to kind of put a little drop on the page and spread it around. Close the lid before I put it down again. It's not letting me close the lid. There we go. Okay, let's see what that's like. Let's wet the brush a little bit. Okay. And, oh, look at that. That's nice, brilliant yellow. That is a nice yellow. Look at that, how beautiful. I do have like a sun yellow in their brands, but that's really nice. That is like a cadmium yellow. And of course you need to see it. Okay, this one is the sap green that I made a disaster of by knocking it over, but I still have some left in it. And we will look at that. See how nice that's a nice one. Of course you can get it darker if you make a more concentrated amount of it. I just put a little bit there, but that's a very nice color. And here is the fluorescent orange. Ooh, oh, I need sunglasses for that. And we will see what that gives us. It's too bad these aren't light fast. Kind of thin. Kind of, let me see if I can get a, and I did, you can see it moving around in there. It's not like I didn't pick all the sediment off the bottom. I mean, it is fluorescent, I can see that, but it's almost like a pale orange, almost like a fluorescent peach. Not quite what I was looking for. I was really looking for a true fluorescent orange. The fluorescent pink that I've used is really, really bright, and it is pink. It stays pink. So not quite sure about that orange. All right, let's try these. These are the Turner's watercolors. And let's go ahead and try the Pyrrole Red. All right, I'm just going to put a little dab on there. Get a little dab going. I don't want too much on it, so just a little, just to get an idea of what it is. Well, we know what it's going to look like. It's red, but just a little bit of water. That's a nice red. It's a nice kind of medium red on the bluish side, I think. Not really on the warmish side. I hope. I've been told I am colorblind in the blue range, so take that with a grain of salt as far as my judgment of the color. Here is the Van Dyke Brown. Oh, it's okay. It's got a little binder coming out with it, and that's okay. Sometimes you get the binder in the top of the tube. But let's see. And I will show you what, of course I didn't put very much out there. I got mostly binder. Okay, let's try that again because you want a true idea of what this is going to look like. So let's get some pigment. The browns usually aren't very expensive as far as the paint colors, the line of paint that they have, that every maker makes. It's the other colors, you know, the turquoise and things like that that are more expensive. So the last one I have to try is our quinacridone magenta. And I have here, because I'm afraid this is, whoops, tip the thing a little bit. I'm afraid this is going to squirt, so I do have my handy palette, and I have a empty spot here that I can just kind of put it in real quick if it does happen to explode. Let's see. Oh, no it didn't. Lucky me. Okay, I might have saved it by bending that back, but let's go ahead and see how this looks. A lot of people like the quinacridones. This is, I've always liked magenta though. It's like the Crayola red violet. It's just a nice color. Alright, not much use in nature except maybe for florals, but, and I don't know how light fast it is, but look at that pretty color. Isn't that beautiful? That is just a nice color. So I'm relatively happy with these except for the FW ink. And I certainly don't know what to do, or I know what to do, but I don't know about these, oh boy, these, I don't know how many's in here, maybe 24 of the same exact thing. I've got to send these back. I don't want 24 of them. I really don't. And I hope they let me send them back. I really don't want to find somebody to give them to because I don't know who, I don't know 24 artists to give them to. Even an art school or a club doesn't even have 24 people near me. But anyway, I thought I would share my art haul with you guys, and I will probably put something else in this video, or maybe I have and this is following that. But I just wanted to let you know what I used for the swatching. I used my Canson XL mixed media paper. I love this paper. This is like a really nice paper. But, well, I hope you enjoyed this part of the video, and we'll see what else I add to it. Now let's do a follow-up on the Creative Inspirations powders, because the watercolor powder, because what's the fun of an unboxing without seeing what the product is like? So let's go ahead and do that. I already took the plastic off of one of the bottles, and by the way, Jerry's did send me back a text after I emailed back and forth that I really didn't want to keep the item. They said, go ahead and keep it. So I have 24 bottles of this stuff. I am going to attempt to give it away to, you know, 3 bottles here, 7 bottles there, wherever I can give it to, art schools or art, you know, art classes, things like that. In the meantime, I did take the plastic off. There is one of those seals on the inside, so I'm going to stop the video for a second, take the seal off. I'll show you what I mean. So I can certainly do that. One of those seals. So I have to take that off carefully. I'm going to do it outside. It's not windy this morning yet, so I think I'll be safe. But you don't want to breathe these powders in, so let me go ahead and do that. I'll be right back. Okay, so there we are. You can see it's quite pigmented. This is not something you want to get in your lungs. It's not something you want to get on things. So if you have anything, you know, precious, make sure you cover it. Don't do it in your living room where you've got a carpet and it's going to make a mess. Don't do it around pets. Get your pets out of the room and so forth. Let me go ahead and throw this away. Throw this lid away. And, sorry about that. I will be back to cover this up. This comes in kind of like a spice container. In fact, I think they did use spice containers because it's got a little scoop there and a little indication for sprinkling. The sprinkling may be, let's see, if you can see, I put my finger under it, you can see a little bit, or if I have some paper, I can put the paper under it to show you. The sprinkling, that shows up better. The sprinkling may be a little bit generous for what I want to use it for. So I may tape up some of those holes. But for now, for demo purposes, I'm just going to do it right on the paper the way it comes out. I'm certainly not needing to scoop it. And I'll just do that just a little bit. I can put the powder on it. Oh, that's all I'm going to do, because a little goes a long way with these from what I've heard. And now I do have some water. I'm going to activate it with water. Let's take a brush here, activate it with some water and see what happens. I should have actually wet it first. I should have wet the area first, I think. That's what I should have done. Let me go ahead and wet an area and then put that on. But I'll blow it toward that area and see what we get out of it. I brought a bottle from hair coloring. Don't tell anybody. We'll see if I can make that blow. No, it's not wanting to blow. I thought I would be able to like poof it out. All right, so learning experience here. Let's try it on the wet. There's the wet, okay. And you can see on the wet right away, it is spreading out. And what I'll do is go ahead and oh, look at that color. That is a beautiful color. Oh, wow. You could even use this as a, I wonder how it dries. I wonder if it dries like, I wonder if this stuff dries like acrylic ink, where once it's wet, once it's dry, it doesn't reactivate. That would be great, wouldn't it? Because you could use this for all kinds of base layers. The only thing we have to keep in mind is, as fun as these are, and let's get a close-up of that. As fun as these things are, and how much you can like drip them and move them around, which if I had my dropper we could test, but as much as you can drip them around and everything and play with them, these are inks. These are basically inks. They are not, or dyes, I'm sorry. These are dyes. So they are not going to be color fast. They're not going to be archival and so forth. So this is strictly for playing. I wouldn't, of course, use it for anything that I am selling. If I ever sold or gave away something that I wanted to last, it's just for, you know, my journal, my sketchbook, whatever I want to play with. And that's good enough for me. Hey, I like that. So now you know what it's like. Now you know what this color is like. I thought burnt sienna, I was hoping for this kind of color. This is almost like a quinacridone gold, which I love. This burnt sienna looks to me, if I saw the bottle in the store, it looks very red. And I would say, not the color I'm looking for. It almost looks like a, what is that? Is it red oxide? Something like that. But I'm glad for this color. This is going to be really nice. So I will mark down what this is, and I'll put it aside to dry, and I'll move on to something else. And this is part of What Are You Reading Now segment and part a book review, because I really like this and I think you'll like it if you are into art. It's an obscure book I've never heard of, I've never seen. It just popped up in my feed when I was skimming through Amazon, and I said, wow, that's an interesting book. What is this about? But it is Painting Can Save Your Life by Sarah Worcester. It's How and Why We Paint. And she is the founder of the painting school in New York City. And she runs that school. What she does basically has groups of people come in and, you know, they do painting sessions. But I really like this book. It's a different kind of book. It's part story, part instructional, and a lot visual. So let's look at the table of contents. I always like to show this part or see this part when I'm considering buying a book, because it tells me a lot about the book and what level it is at. it is geared toward, so I can see if I want to buy it or not. I hate that Amazon did away with that look inside feature, because I could actually look at those things, and those were one of the tools I used to decide whether I wanted to buy the book. So sometimes they don't have that, and I don't get enough information about the book, so I don't even wind up buying it. But she has, well, the thing that sold me on this book was all these beautiful, like painterly drawings and paintings that I think she is. I think this is her artwork. But beautiful, beautiful, quick acrylic, you know, just 1, 2, 3. Look at the colors and the mixing of the colors that she does right on the painting. Very loose. Look at this. Look at those beautiful colors, how they go together. Look at the brush strokes. Look at that. Look at that. Just so quick and expressive, but look how she gives you a mood in the painting. It's kind of ominous, kind of like a sunset, but maybe there's a storm brewing and you don't quite know. It's just a very nice book with some beautiful, beautiful pictures. And she does, in her instruction part of it, put in some classic paintings to make a point. So here's a Cézanne that she threw in just to make side points so that you can visualize what she's talking about in that particular segment. Here's another one from Cézanne too. But some of these are really, really nice. Look at that. And she does give you real down-to-earth instruction in this. So she's giving you some landscaping hacks in here. And I'll let you look at that if you want to look at that, or pause it for a moment. And she's got some on this page. Which I'm going to look back. This is one of those books that you read over and over again. Here's for life drawing, for faces and so forth, faces and bodies. But she's got all this instructional information in here, and she's got some chapters in here that are very interesting. This is something I thought of doing when I was looking at. I have a book on Van Gogh, and I was reading the Van Gogh book, and a lot of his scenes are nighttime scenes. And I have some pastels, some oil pastels, that I would like to do, not a pure copy necessarily, but some painting or drawing in the style of Van Gogh. So one of them was a nighttime scene, and I thought this was a very interesting idea that she kind of but you know, she's talking about, and along the lines of something I was already thinking of doing, and now I definitely want to. But look at this beautiful, beautiful paint that she's laying down here. These beautiful gestures of paint that she just, to make the tree branches. Look at that, just single stroke, but it gives you such an idea. And not only does she have like the blue, okay, you expect blue and dark purple and stuff in the night sky. She's got this slash of purple here, just enough to give it that interest and make you think, well, it doesn't have to be navy blue. It doesn't have to be black. And, you know, she's right, it doesn't have to be. But I thought you would like this book. There's a lot in here about, you know, all these different things she talks about. Here she talks about using the color wheel too. I just, in fact, got one of these. And it's in a Temu order that I'm not quite sure. I don't know if I should post that video or not, because it's Temu, and a lot of people we can't get the stuff from there anymore, or we don't want to with the charges we're going to be faced in the U.S. From getting things from China right now. So I don't know if I should post that one or not, but that reminded me I just got one of those. But look at all the beautiful renditions she does. Just that beautiful brushwork and the colors she chooses. And this is acrylic. This is something you could get with a cheapy paint set. You know, just get a little cheapy paint set and some you know, notebook paper or something, and just go at it and just look at that. Aren't those bears just the character of the bears? They're not accurate. Look at that. But they're wonderful, wonderful paintings. So I thought you would enjoy this as much as I am. I am reading this now, and it's in my reading list, so it counts for that, but it also counts as a book review. So I hope you enjoy if you decide to get that, or I hope you enjoy the book review. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please remember to hit that like button if you liked it, and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. If you are, thank you so much. It means a lot to me. And I will see you next time, but in the meantime, keep painting, keep creating.